Okay, I'm back. The game crashed when I left the city, so I restored. I'm recovering after a crash. I'm going southwest now to talk to this person.
Fancy yourself an alchemist. Get the hang. Got to keep my eyes open. Damn dragons could swoop down at any time.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm planning my wedding, you see. So many details to work out.
Citizen?
I think this is,
Looks like you had no trouble.
I put out the lighthouse fire.
The effects have already been felt. The Ice Runner has failed to dock on time. Without the lighthouse, the Ice Runner will have swung wide of the western shoal and run aground on the eastern coast. My sister Dija will be at the wreck with our Black Blood marauders. She knows to expect you.
The wreck of the Ice Runner is here. I guess I should head east then. That's this direction. We'll have to swim a certain distance. I'm getting attacked by a frost dragon, so I'm going to wear my necklace of frost suppression. I also drank a resist frost potion.
Still here. I am sworn to carry your burdens. lead, I'll follow.
This is the wreck of the ship that crashed because I put out the lighthouse fire. Now I'm going to help the Marines storm it.
You're the one who put out the fire in the lighthouse, right? That was good work. Deja's in the hold of the ship. Go down 2 levels. All right, then.
Yes?
Make it quick.
What are you doing that for?
Yes? Yes?
My brother told me you were coming. I'm supposed to give you what you've earned.
There was putting the loot then?
Ha! I'm afraid the loot's already been moved. You've been useful to the Black Bloods, though. You've earned a quick death.
Isis. A presence. Come here.
That's it.
Watch it.
Show me.
eternal slumber. Oh,
That takes care of that.
Note from Jari Raw. Sister, once we picked up the packages, send them out to me at Broken Ore Grotto. The fool did our work at the lighthouse should arrive shortly thereafter. Make sure you're taken care of. I have to track down Jari Raw. Then Jari Raw's up here. So I go northwest. It wasn't very wise. Seems the water's too cold to swim in. Alright, this is a,
Huh?
the final phase of the quest to defeat Jar Ra, or whatever his name is. Jari Ra. But I'm out of time, or I anticipated. So I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to read a couple of books. I'll try to finish on time at 2 for a change.
I've got your back. How can I serve you, my Thane? You lead, I'll follow.
I read the bear in the woods and the cake in the cabin in the woods and the cake in the diamond. The Cabin in the Woods, Volume 2, as told by Mogan, son of Molag. Late one night, a few seasons ago, a soldier was returning home after several bloody battles. He decided he would save some gold and decided to cross the pine forest on foot. The first day of his journey was rather uneventful. The soldier stuck to the main path and camped at a brisk pace. When it started getting dark, he set up his bedroll, built a small fire, and cooked up some rabbit he had caught. A fine day indeed, he thought to himself, as he fell asleep. Partway through the evening, the soldier was woken up by soft sobbing in the distance. He grabbed his sword, assuming to be a bandit trick, but pretended to sleep to get the jump on them. After a few minutes, the sobbing started moving away from the camp until he could no longer hear it. For the rest of the night, he slept with one eye open. Day 2, the soldier awoke from a rotten sleep he had catch and started off to the forest at a quicker pace, intending to put distance between himself and whatever he had heard last night. As the day went on, it began to rain heavy, so the soldier built himself a little shelter for the evening so he could remain dry while he slept. It took him a little longer to fall asleep, with thoughts of the previous night fresh in his mind, but eventually he slept. This time he woke to sobbing that sounded like it was right outside his shelter. The soldier grabbed his sword and crawled out of the shelter. In front of the fire, he saw the back of a ghostly woman sobbing into her hand. The soldier mustered his courage and asked her what was wrong. No answer. He began to slowly approach, but before he could reach her, she turned and screamed at him. The ghostly woman raised an axe and began to run at the soldier, disappearing before she made contact. The soldier took off into the night with just his sword in hand. He ran until the first light of dawn, where he started down the road again as fast as he could move. The third day was bright and sunny, but the soldier, rattled and sleepless, didn't even notice. He moved as fast as he could, trying to get through the forest before nightfall. As darkness began to fall, he saw a cabin just off the road and thought to himself it would be a good place to hunker down for the night. After arriving at the cabin, he spent some time blocking the doors and windows. Nothing would get in. Despite his preparations, he could not sleep. He sat in what used to be the cabin's bedroom, staring at the barricaded door, shaking. He sat in what used to be the cabin's bedroom, staring at the barricaded door, shaking. Eventually, he could keep his eyes open no longer and fell asleep. This time, he woke to laughing on the other side of the barricaded door. It sounded like the woman from before, but he refused to believe it was her. The soldier burst through the barricaded door into the main room to find the ghostly woman from the night before, staring at the ground, laughing hysterically, with axe in hand. He began to relentlessly attack the ghostly woman, but he feel his strikes were less effective. He used a scroll of fireballs, which drew a scream from her, and she exploded, disappearing. The ordeal was over. The ghost was gone. The soldier slept well that night, and the next day made excellent distance through the woods. As the sun began to set, he came out on the other side of the forest and looked back, remembering the days before. As he turned and started walking away from the woods, he could swear he heard the sobbing again. The Cake and the Diamond by Acid Wendell. I was in the rat in the pot, I found our corner cabinet Alderaan, talking to my fellow rats when I first saw the woman. Now, Breton women are fairly common in the rat in the pot. As a breed, they seem inclined to wander far from the perches and high rock. Old Breton women, however, are not so migratory, and the witch knows Betty drew attention to herself, wandering about the room, talking to everyone. Meanwhile, no Idiot were at the usual places, drinking the usual stuff. Idiot was showing off a prize he had picked up in some illicit manner, a colossal diamond, large as a baby's hand, and clear as spring water. I was admiring when I heard the creaking of old bones behind me. Good day to you, friends, said the old woman. My name is Abel Shitteret, and I have need of financial assistance to facilitate my transportation to Outer Redania. You want to see the temple for charity, said Nimloth curtly. I'm not looking for charity, said Abel. I'm looking to barter services. Don't make a mistake, old woman, laughed the way to add. Do you say your name with a bell Shredded? Do you say your name with a bell Shredded? I asked. Are you related to a bell Shredded, the High Rock alchemist? Closely related, she said with a cackle. We are the same person, and perhaps I can prepare you a potion. In exchange for gold, I notice you have in your possession very fine diamonds. The magical qualities of diamonds are boundless. I saw an old woman, I gave it up for magic. It was trouble enough stealing this one, said Aradia. I've got a fence, I trade it for gold. But your fence will demand a certain percentage, will it not? What if I give you a potion of invisibility in exchange? In return for that diamond, you could have the means to steal many more. A very fair exchange of services, I would say. It would be, but I have no gold to give you, said Aradia. I'll take what remains of the diamond after I have made the potion, said Abel. If you took it to the Mage's Guild, you'd have to supply all the other ingredients and pay for it as well. But I learned my craft in the wild, where no potion masters existed to dissolve diamonds. When you must do it all by hand, by simple skill, you are blessed with a remnant of those fool potion makers the guild simply swallow up. That sounds all very nice, isn't it? But how do we know your potion is going to work? You make one potion, take the rest of it away to a diamond, and leave. We won't know until you've gone with it. We won't know until you've gone with the potion works or not. Trust is so rare these days, said Abel. I suppose we can make 2 potions for you, and there'll still be a little bit of diamond left for me. Not a lot, perhaps enough to get me to Aldredania. Then you try the first potion right here and now and see if you're satisfied or not. But I interjected, you can make 1 potion that works and one that doesn't take more of the diamond. She could give you a slow-acting poison. By the time you get to Aldredania, you'd be dead. Bleeding Kinnereth, you Dunmer are suspicious of me. I hardly have any diamond left. I can make 2 potions of 2 doses each. So you can satisfy yourself the potion works and has no negative effect. If you still don't trust me, come along with me to my table. Witness my craft if you'd like. So it was decided that I would accompany Abel back to her table, where she had all her traveling bags full of herbs and minerals, to make certain she was not making 2 different potions. It took nearly an hour of preparation. She had only allowed me to finish her half-filled flagon of wine while I watched her work. Splintering the diamond and powdering the pieces required the bulk of the time. Over and over again, she waited her gnarled hands over the gem, intoning ancient enchantment, breaking the facets of the stone into smaller and smaller pieces. Separately, she made pastes of mince, bitter green, crushed red balls of Delarco spy, and dribbles of Ciliani oil. I finished the one. Old woman, I finally said with a sigh, how much longer is this going to take? I'm getting tired of watching you work. The Mage's Guild is full of populace thinking alchemy is a science, but if you're tired, rest your eyes. My eyes closed, seemingly of their own volition, but there had been something in that wine. Nothing made me do what she asked. I think I'll make up the potion's cake. This is much more potent that way. Now tell me, young man, what will your friend do once I give them the potion? Bug you in the street afterwards, retrieve the rest of the diamond, I said simply. I didn't want to tell the truth, but there was. I thought so, but I wanted to be certain. May you open your eyes now. Open my eyes. Abel made a small presentation on a wooden platter, 2 small cakes and a silver cutting knife. Pick up the cakes and bring them to the table, said Abel, and don't say anything except agree with whatever I say. I did what I was told. It was a curious sensation. I didn't really mind being a puppet. Of course, in retrospect, I resent it, but it seemed perfectly natural at the time to obey without question. Abel handed the cakes away to Ed, and I dutifully verified that both cakes were made the same way. She suggested he cut one of the cakes in half, and she would take one piece and he'd take the other, just so he'd know that they worked and weren't poisoned. But I thought it was a good idea. I'd use Abel's knife to cut the cake. Abel took the piece on the left and tossed it into her mouth. I took the piece on the right and swallowed it more cautiously. Abel, and on the bag she was carrying, vanished from sight almost instantly. Nothing happened to it. Why did it work for the witch and not for me? Cried If the diamond dust was only on the left-hand side of the blade, said the old alchemist through me. Supposed to control less things. They just encourage you heard invisibly down the dark Aldrin street away from the rat and the pond. We never found out about Shade Rat or the diamond. Whether she pleased her pilgrim to Aldredania as anyone's gun. The case had no effect to give away to the bad case of truth at last. It's for nearly away. Okay, that's a little early, but I'm just gonna quit. I'll try to finish a little earlier rather than later, just for a change. So, I'm David from Larkin. This is the end of my Skyrim game for today. I'll be back on Monday, starting at 9 o'clock a.m., proceeding until 2 p.m. Happy July 4th, everyone. Goodbye for now.